welcome to Brenda's Boring Vlog. Today I am going to follow along with the makeup tutorial about how to make up aging eyes. I'm using Fabulous 50's tutorial. She does a do's and a don'ts side. I'm only doing the do's side. Whatever she's doing, hopefully it's going to work for me. The makeup brushes that I'm using are my Echo Tools and my Mary Kay brushes. So I've already used face primer, and I use the same face primer on my eyes. Hard Candy's Sheer Envy Primer Illuminating. It seems to work, keeps the creases from happening.
Now, the right way to apply dark to a mature eye is where we want to recede it. So we would put it up here. Now let me show you what I'm going to do there.
She's applying the darkest color that she has, I believe. And for me, this is going to be here. This is a Mary Kay palette. And we put it right here. Per her tutorial, we are not following the whole shape of the eye because that will drag it down. You can do it when you're young and miss those really dark looks, but I can't do that anymore. So we're actually just right above the crease there. I'm going to get that on both sides. We're going to follow highlighting the eye to minimize the hooding effect here and yet make the eye open more.
To show you, but we're going to add a light color to our eyelid now. Now I've got to blend out, but just to show you what that looks like, what I've done is I've made this part here, the important part, bigger, and you can tell the difference. I'm just going to go ahead and blend those colors together now. So make sure that you always blend your dark colors very, very well because you don't want harsh lines. And I'm going to add a little bit of light up here to just pop that out a little bit, and a little bit of light here.
So Fabulous 50's is using a pencil. I don't have any pencils. So what I do have though is an eyeliner brush. So I'm going to use, this is a Mary Kay palette. It is called Velocity. And you can see my favorite colors have always been blue and this. I've always been using the nice lighter shade. So I'm going to continue using that lighter shade in a very small area just above where I've already applied eyeshadow. Wrong palette.
So I'm bringing this forward and I'm bringing that part forward and just tap that in. And where you've added a little bit of light here, you can just go over that with a tiny bit of eyeshadow. The third really big mistake we make when we're applying makeup to mature eyes is when we follow nature with our eyeliner. So that's the one thing that makes us look a lot older, because naturally our eye comes down here, and if you follow this line with an eyeliner, again you're bringing it down. It's just so heavy. So to fix that problem, we slightly give it a kick up at the end of our eye and this will lift.
Okay, so I believe she's using a liquid eyeliner. I'm not positive. She didn't really name the product. But either way, I actually saw her pull her eyelid like this. I'm not going to copy that technique. I know it doesn't, you're not supposed to pull the eyelids, and in aging eyes, it does not look good when you release it. I am experimenting with a liquid eyeliner. This is called, a little bit as far as the name of this goes, but I got it off of out of a Hot Topic sale bin. Blackie something, or Blackheart. I am not a master at liquid eyeliner. This should be amusing. Humble opinion, I'm still not a master of liquid eyeliner. Let's see what happens on the other side. think I did a little bit better. I've got a little bit of a dab on the side there. But the idea was to not
Yeah.
do this thing. Oh no, it's not going to work. Yes, this is where eye makeup remover comes in handy. It does. Well, I have certainly ruined that. Wow.
Well, you know, one eye looks good.
So far, until I ruin it. We'll see how far the magic of makeup can actually take me. So this one, I accidentally followed my curve of my eye. I tried to come straight out like she recommended. It's harder to do than you think. And so this side, I did get to come straight out. It worked until I opened my eye all the way.
Another thing to note is if you've got a very small amount of skin here showing, the finer the line you use with your eyeliner, the better. I have more area to work with and I can use a thicker line, and that's what I like. But if you don't have much here, go very fine and do the kick and you'll love the look. And if we're going to follow nature with our line underneath, that will actually bring attention to drawing our eye down. Unless you've got a really straight line underneath your eye already, we have to create that.
This is Mary Kay Olive. It is a soft coal, and I'm going to try that technique. This is ridiculous.
And I'm just going to go over that to blend it out and to soften it up. Okay, the eyeshadow is really great at softening up a dark, heavy line. And the softness is much better on mature eyes.
I have an eyebrow pencil, Mary Kay again. This color does not work for me. It's red, and I used to have eyebrows that were red enough. It's not really gonna work. So I will take her line though, and I will use instead these are all signature collections by Mary Kay. I have one that's in a silver, steely color. So I'm going to use this to mark my line as to where I want my eyebrows to be, as she's instructing to do.
And you take your eyebrow pencil and you put it between your nose and your corner of your eye, and then you leave a mark like this. So that dot there is where your eyebrow starts. And then on the other side, you take it from the corner of your nose to the corner of your eye, and you go up like this. And so basically you're just adding some strokes. And then when you come underneath, you can fill in the gap.
As I mentioned, I don't have an eyebrow pencil. This one doesn't work anymore at all. So what I am going to use is something that does work. I really do like the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara that I've been using, and I will use her techniques with the mascara brush. My color is Brunette. That's a nice combed finish. Back to my lesson.
You can also create a little bit of a lift here if you like. It does bring your eye out. So on the top you just do a little bit extra and then bring it down. Okay, and on the other end of the eye pencil you'll have a brush, and you brush your eyebrows upwards.
So to fill this in, my eyebrows in a little bit more, I am going to use BrowZings. My friend from Scotland got that for me, and this is called, the shade is Light. It is the lightest that they have. So I'm actually it comes with a wax for shaping and the powder. I'm just going to use the powder and the little bitty powder brush that comes with it. Yeah, my eyebrow marker is still there. It's over here too, but that eye's just all messed up. Who needs matching eyebrows? She suggested an eyebrow brush, which comes on the other end of her mascara. This I happen to have from Mary Kay. Again, to smooth that out so the mascara doesn't look quite as chunky as it can.
So an eyelash curler, if you haven't used one of these before, it is definitely worthwhile getting. It takes a little bit of practice if you're brand new to it. And if you've got straight eyelashes, like, you're going to notice such a difference. I like to heat it gently with a blow dryer because the heat will set your eyelashes and keep them curled up. So you can try that at home, but don't let the rubber get too hot because it can burn your eyelids. So be safe with that. Here's what you do. You clamp your eyelashes like this. Clamp them, and then you gently turn it towards your inner eye and hold for 10 seconds, or you can pulse it lightly. And I'm going to go from underneath up, and I'm going to zigzag it a little bit towards close to the eye and bring the mascara upwards.
I am using Benefit Roller Lash. I'm still playing with my sample box. I still haven't picked a favorite. And the ones that I thought were my favorites are still being tested, and other ones aren't. So this one does have a nice full brush that's also curved. With this liquid eyeliner on, I guess I got some on my lashes, so they're kind of crunchy. So the mascara did not go on correctly.
And then gently on the top of my eyelash, I'm just going to do it gently and kick it up, and then go back underneath and set that again.
My conclusion is, it was a great experiment. I do like a lot of the techniques that she has. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe this off, since I've made so many mistakes, put my makeup back on with my products that I'm used to using, and check back in with using most of her advice. So I took some of her advice, and some of the things I did was I did extend the eyeliner out, straight out on the side here, so I did not follow nature. I didn't keep my eye open as best I could. The top eyeliner, I used a black and decided to settle with that one so it would show up with the other rest of the makeup. I tried going straight out at this side. It looks like I followed the curve of my eye. I did not. This side did a little bit better coming straight out, but if I go too far, then I kind of wing, and I'm not comfortable with having any semblance of wings out the corner of my eyes. The other parts of that took advantage of were putting the darkest shade right there at just below the brow bone, or actually on the brow bone because my eyes are drooping a little bit, and adding a lot more depth to my eye. I put the gold on top of my eyelids there and a little bit above the brown, and blended that all in. I did not go windshield wiper all the way. I actually only filled in right about that area, so that, again, not following nature, because otherwise the makeup makes the eye look like it's drooping. So, and lastly, I did end up putting a little bit of highlight right there. It's not actually highlight, it's just a very light color. Happens to be glittery. My eyebrows, I'd already done the mascara, and I went on ahead and filled it in with the wax of my BrowZings, in addition to a little bit more powder so that they would fill in a little bit more. Brush them up to help give lift, because that's what this video is all about. Mascara. What I did with that was I took her advice. I did curl my eyelashes I'm kind of squeamish about that. I didn't see any improvement at all on that, so I won't do that. But what I usually do if I do curl my eyelashes is to do it after I have the mascara on, because then it's kind of got a glue that helps it stick. Because when I applied the mascara, I used the roller lash. I absolutely love this product. This one is by Benefit. Great product. It is, I put the bottom first and just straight up, and then I put the on the top layer there and pulled that straight out, and then I wanted to curl my lashes back up, so I come back for a second time around and I did the bottoms. We're having some technical difficulties. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you next week.